The issues around poverty are some of the most complex issues encountered by governments, citizens, and agents of social change. Each citizen of the world has the right to live with dignity, and access to work, food, adequate housing, education, and health are rights of all people, irrespective of their race, sex, religion, opinion, or status. Globally, the International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights, we learned, provides a legal framework for protecting and fulfilling these rights. The Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights is an international legal instrument. A few questions continuously nagged us. How appropriate was this process for national NGOs and human rights activists? Why should they engage with this UN body housed in Geneva? For the last 6 years, Canada has consistently topped the Global Human Development Index set by the UNDP. So it took us a while to look between the cracks and crevices to find those who had fallen through.
My question is to the acting Prime Minister. The United Nations have just vigorously condemned the Canadian government, the Conservative government, with respect to the performance in poverty. How can the Prime Minister justify such policies when the United Nations accuses Canada of ignoring poverty?
They cleaned it out, and they threw a mattress just over the swall. You can see them right there.
The mattress is right there.
They tried to cut them up.
Sleep on is right there.
That blue one.
More than anything else, what I felt in Geneva was that we were heard. And for the first time in my life, that was really powerful for me. That's the most important thing that happened, was that they heard us and they believed us.
We now wanted to see how do NGOs reach the committee. We learned that the Argentine NGOs were preparing a shadow report. The shadow report is being prepared by the Center for Social and Legal Studies, CELS. The shadow report presents the situation of economic, social, and cultural rights in Argentina, which have been affected by Argentina's efforts to integrate with the global market. This has consolidated the inequalities in Argentine society and further marginalized the vulnerable.
Hay algunos trabajos como los empleados del gobierno, pero no alcanza para todas las comunidades. Y ahora tenemos problemas de contaminación de ríos, los pescados, no sabemos qué va a pasar más adelante.
That white tent, the Carpa Blanca, houses fasting teachers who are on a relay hunger strike since 1997.
Muy pocos de calidad y para el pueblo una educación para reciclar. Entonces, no solamente la carpa tiene una propuesta.
The most tragic impact of economic reforms, perhaps, has been on the pensioners. The shadow report explains how pensions used to be a right, and now pensions are entirely dependent on the budget.
Las leyes del movimiento obrero de casi 100 años de lucha del movimiento obrero han sido anuladas por este gobierno y a los jubilados nos rebajan también.
The Argentine shadow report also includes the situation of the homeless and the right to housing, of labor unions, the growing accidents at workplace, and the lack of insurance cover.
Muy activos en hacer cumplir las observaciones del comité y en tratar de generar mecanismos de participación de la sociedad civil.
To use the words of Bruce Porter, the shadow report was able to take economic, social, and cultural rights out of the shadows.
It's a global phenomenon of increased income disparity along with very robust economic growth. It's not a sustainable development model because it leaves increasing numbers of people without basic social and economic rights.